How hard was it when you first started all of this for people to give you a chance? Did you worry about, because of where you had been, that it might not work out, that people might not want to give you jobs?
Stop crying.
Yeah.
The reason why I say stop crying is this. People hold themselves back. And I say that, and it might make a lot of people mad, me saying that. But people do, because it's like, what you think of yourself, you hold yourself back. I have a motto that, what's the worst you can tell me? No. Hey, can I have $1 million? Yeah. What's the worst is you can tell me? No. But at the same time is, you know me from before, but this lady that I'm doing the job for never knew me. She don't know nothing. How I carry myself in front of her, how I deal with her, my first impression with her it's a first impression. Everything that happened before doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a first impression. That's my fresh start.
So right now, Yanni and I are on our way to go do another interview. And I know as of late, some of the interviews we've been bringing to you guys have been kind of negative. Guys who have been struggling pretty bad since being released. And it's because of that we wanted to change things up today. We want to bring you guys a really positive story after prison. This guy that we're getting ready to go interview is a guy that Yanni and I both know from doing time, and a guy who's been released for virtually about the same amount of time that I've been released. This guy actually came home from prison and started his own construction company and is doing really well for himself. And today we want to chronicle his story and show you that just because you've been locked up doesn't mean you can't do something really awesome after coming home from prison.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my goodness gracious, my man. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good,
Good to see you, good to see you.
Yeah, man. This is Chris, this is my super right there.
What's good, man? Joe, man. Pleasure to meet you.
Hey, I'm Yanni. Chris?
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Looks like you guys doing some work here, man. Tore that whole fence down.
Yeah,
Putting a new one up.
putting a new one up.
This is what you primarily do, is just any kind of renovation work?
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
That's it. That's all we do.
It's crazy. I can remember sitting in the ACT UP class talking about timeshares, and I just remember how business driven you were then.
Yeah.
It's just good to see it in action, you know?
Hey, man.
A lot of guys talk it, very few walk it.
Yeah.
So, man, that's really awesome. How long you guys been working on this?
This is a day and a half.
So how long you think it'll take you to get this done? You're probably done with this today.
We're going to another job site. I got this job site with the city. So I got a city job that's open. I got a couple guys over there. I'm gonna go over there, check on them. We just picked up all this material this morning. That's what took most of my morning.
So how many guys you got working with you?
I keep about four right now. The city's my deck contracts. I do decks, a lot of decks.
Right.
I got a deck contract. They supply me with contract after contract. I supply the labor. They supply the materials.
Man, that's awesome.
So when we do that, just that department will have 6 guys, 2 crews, 2 3-man crews running at the same time, and a foreman watching over them.
You're doing big things, man. Yeah. Super proud of you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Good Lord, man.
Then we're doing, and then I got 2 guys that are running tile. They run tile, and I got a tile contract that they keep me supplied with the tile.
So you got all sorts of stuff going on, man.
You got. The only way to do it is to get different leads coming in from different ways.
Right.
Keep the guys working, keep a job going, and keep hours for them, and keep them moving. Money got to keep circulating.
Absolutely.
And the wintertime sucks because it's like, well, for me, I got to take my guys and either I'm doing jobs for sometimes nothing, just money wash your hands.
Right. Yeah.
Just enough just to make sure that they got work, they got money coming in, they can take care of their family, and basically it.
How long you been doing your own thing?
I came home and was about doing it for about
When did you come home? When exactly did you come home?
February
Of what?
4th,
16?
2016.
So you came home just a little bit after me. And when did you start all of this up?
About 10 months after. 10 months after. I went and got all the kinks out, did all of that, and then just went full blast. Started getting my own leads, started doing handyman stuff. Had me and one guy, you know what I mean? Me and a helper. I just was like, My helper used to cost me $100 a day. I said, as long as I make more than $100 a day, I'll be all right. It'll come through. It'll come through. And I was out there grinding, man.
Man, that's awesome. So you've been doing this for about a year, a little bit over a year now. Yeah. The guys that work with you, are these guys, some of these guys been in the same situation?
Gary.
He was a cadre, wasn't he?
Yeah, Gary was a cadre. Gary's been out here with me. When I first started, Gary knows a lot.
Right.
Gary knows a lot. Gary started his own thing. Gary's doing plastic work. That's what he mostly did. He came out here working with me. It's a hard working dude.
Right.
We cadres, we know we don't like them.
Right, yeah. Of course. Yeah. But let me ask you this, so if the guys that work with you, I'm sure you've given guys opportunities and stuff. You see some of these guys that don't work out.
Isaac's with me. He was in there. I was Gary. Yogi came out here once and didn't really work out.
I remember this guy.
These are all guys that...
Oh, Yogi was the guy that did the caterpillars on the floor, and he was the workout, boxing, the whole bit. Yeah.
Spider monkey himself across the
floor
all day.
Yeah, I was in one building with him.
A couple guys that came out here and been like, "Hey, man, I need some money." I was like, "All right, come to work." Sometimes you want to help guys, and sometimes I'm just not in the position to help guys. I've been in that position where it's like, guy doesn't have his license, don't got a car, don't have this. And me picking up everybody for work is actually 2-3 hours.
Absolutely.
And I can't do that 7 days a week and then try to run the company and still do everything. It's too much work. So sometimes it's not like you get it where guys will be like, "Oh man, you ain't looking out for me, man.
You gonna hook me up, man? The soccer field, Rico.
And I have done that. Right. And I have done that. And it's just halfway into it, I'm like pulling my hair out, like I want to go home to my kids. Yeah. But it's been good, man. It's been I like the part that I get to help a lot of people, bro. Like help people take care of their families, give people chances that won't never get chances, bro.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing with me. Like, so I like doing it. I mean, I know people got families to take care of and stuff like that. And make sure people's families taken care of and they got a way to do it. It's huge, because it's like, I was in that position, I caught a charge, and I had nowhere to do it, so I went back. What do? We go back to what we know.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not that it's easy, it's actually harder doing that. You can't sleep, you're up all night,
paranoid.
You can't trust it. I've been, but sometimes you're at the point where it's like, that will take care of my kids. What do I do?
Yeah.
And the goal is to help guys not be in that position to ask themselves.
A lot of guys will have these ideas while locked up, man. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And you come out here and it's a completely different ball game. It's not as easy as you once thought it was while you're sitting at your bunk making your plans. But if you do put in the hard work, I mean, you're a perfect example of that you can make something happen. Yeah. And this is something that a lot of guys could do. A lot of people who are gonna see this, I mean, they might envision doing the same exact thing, starting their own kind of contract and work.
A big thing for me was, and there you can really see who's gonna do that and who's not.
Right.
You know, I did the business class in there and all that.
Yeah, you were teaching a business class.
Yeah, entrepreneurship class in there and that. But you would see the guys that would come in and, all right, read this and make sure you get this done. The guys that didn't get that done, and the guys that were like, but my show was on last night, and they sit up and talking about who's the best rapper, or who's this, or who's that. If you ain't doing nothing in there, you have nothing to do.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing out here.
Yeah, when you out here, and you have the chance. I always had a book. I was always doing that. Yeah, I had my TV time and all that, but I had my school time. Every time I'm with school.
You got a lot of good leadership qualities in you. I mean, you coached the soccer team. You did the entrepreneur class. You know, you were a very driven individual while locked up. You knew in there you were going to come home, and no matter what, you're going to make something happen. And I bring this point up again because me and Yanni were just talking about this on the way over here. I remember the conversation you and him had, you know, just talking about doing timeshares and how you both were in sales. And I could just see, listening to this conversation, you were two really smart guys. And, you know, you see these type of guys who are locked up and you know they've got the capability to do something. Mm-hmm. And then to come home and actually see that in action, I mean, that's a really powerful thing right there.
You got to want for more in life. And you got to want more in life, more for yourself. You got to love yourself and love the people around you. You do that, that's the motivation that you need. That's my motivation.
And you got a lot of positive things, like a lot of motivating factors going on in your life. I mean, you just had a child recently, right?
Just got married.
I'm getting married in June.
I know, I seen that. Congratulations, man.
And man,
I don't wear the ring out here because I don't want to get it banged up.
Right.
But yeah, just got married. It's been a year now. I'm a year in. I got 2 kids.
Man, that's awesome.
Lovely. 2 new kids. That's my motivation, man. That's what keeps me moving.
To be out here no matter what.
Yep. Take care of my kids, take care of my family, and just do it the right way.
How hard was it when you first started all of this for people to give you a chance? Did you worry about, because of where you had been, that it might not work out, that people might not want to give you jobs?
Stop crying.
Yeah.
The reason why I say stop crying is this, bro. People hold themselves back. And I say that, and it might make a lot of people mad, me saying that. But people do, because it's like, what you think of yourself, you hold yourself back. I have a motto that, what's the worst you can tell me? No. Hey, can I have $1 million? Yeah. What's the worst is you can tell me? No. But at the same time is, you know me from before, but this lady that I'm doing the job for never knew me. She don't know nothing. How I carry myself in front of her, how I deal with her, my first impression with her it's a first impression. Everything that happened before doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a first impression. That's my fresh start. Every new person you meet is a fresh start. Every day you wake up, you go out there, you decide what you're gonna do. That's your fresh start. So if you're out here, you're doing it, you can do it. Just you gotta hit the pavement. You gotta work harder. You gotta find the opportunity and seize the moment.
But even with that type of determination, how much rejection have you faced doing
A lot of it. It's the game that, listen, marketing and sales it's a numbers game. It's 80-20. That's the golden rule in sales, 80-20. What that means is every 10 people I talk to, only 2 people are gonna say yes. So I gotta hear 8 no's. And some people hear no and be like, oh man, this sucks, bro. I'm never gonna be anything, I'm not gonna be good. And then you have some people that look at that no and say, you know what? Great, thanks for that no. Because now I'm one more closer to my yes.
Absolutely.
And then now I go to the next person like, are you gonna be the yes or the no? What's up?
Right.
And that's a fresh start because that no doesn't matter anymore. That's just one of them that goes toward the back end. Now, hey, what's going on, bro? We gonna say yes?
I'm gonna say yes. Let me be that one yes. So we're getting ready to follow Rico right now to the next job site where they're working at. They're leaving this job site. He's got to go check on some guys at another site that they're working on. And this one's really interesting because this one is for the city. This guy's got a lot of work going on right now. And the next job that we're going to, they're actually building a deck. I think it's at like the fire department, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know it's for EMS. It's for emergency medical service people.
Right.
And so I'd be making stuff up if I told you I knew exactly, how that worked. Do they have their own division, or is it part of the fire department? Did he mention that?
No, he didn't. I was just making an assumption myself. But I mean, still, to think that this is a guy that just, 2 years ago was in prison, and now he's doing contractor work for the city.
Yeah.
And not just for
as a convicted felon, multiple convicted felon.
And he's got a ton of work out here putting guys to work who have records as well. I mean, this is as positive as it gets right here.
No, did you? And I actually had an opportunity to talk to his, sort of right-hand man over here on the fencing job. He did 8 years in prison.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and what was funny about it, I was relating the story of the panhandler guy that we did the other day, and his real story is nearly identical to Big Dave's fake story. Yeah, that he came home and his wife was with another man.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be willing to talk to us about that on camera, because I would like to. That would be the most ironic thing in the world if he would be willing to share that with us. That here was Big Dave just a few days ago who was making up this crazy story about walking in and seeing his wife with another man and using this story in an effort to try to get money from people.
Yeah.
And the guy, Rico's foreman, actually lived that for real.
Warehouse is really for guys like that. Really what we need. This has a little bit of everything in it. I have 2 of these. I got one on and then this one here. Not that much mechanical stuff in here. This got a little bit of everything. But I use this area just store tools and stuff. My guys can pick it up. Drop-off places are really the best for my guys and my crews because they can go and the jobs are varying sometimes, so they might need, like on this job, I need the pressure washer. He can't get to it. I'll pick it up, deliver it. That's a lot of what I'm doing. Making sure they got all the tools and everything that they need for every job. This helps us by giving us a location to keep everything at.
How many hours do you work a week?
I don't count hours.
It's just constantly going.
When the wife screams at me, I know I'm working too much. Whatever it takes to win, man.
Absolutely.
Like, listen to me, like, yeah, the game's stacked against me. So what? Stop crying. I gotta work twice as hard. If I want what I want, I'm gonna do it. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, when you're done crying and whining, guess what? Your situation's still the same.
So you either take it and make it work, or you justify it and don't do nothing.
We have guys that are out here making it. There's so much legal money out here to be made. So many. And it's not about, oh, you just have to wait. No, I was the same guy as you. I was the same guy as you. I came out here and just, you don't need nothing. You gotta find your way. You gotta, just the same way you went in, you go in there and
find your lane.
You ended up washing people's underwear for
Rico, don't tell people what I really did in prison, man. don't be telling what I was really doing. I've convinced them that I was doing some other things, man. So. You just let the whole cat out of the bag.
Or whatever it was, if it was drawing, it was sewing, if it was boosting the laundry, bringing food back from the kitchen, like whatever. When you went in there, you found a way. You found a way. With a quarter of the resources that you have when you're out here.
Yeah.
Why the hell can't you find that same way here?
If you can do it in there, you damn sure can be able to do it out here.
You know what I mean? And it's just, and comfortability is something that, comfortability and I deserve this. There's certain keys that I don't.
Is that even a real word? Comfortability?
Yeah, it is. I see it every day. You gotta do that. It's comfortable with nothing, bro.
Yeah.
How you have nothing, and it's like when I had nothing, it's like I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, you guys will be with me tomorrow. My day starts at 5 in the morning. Owning my own business, I work twice as hard as my guys. I work before they come to work, I work after they go to work, and I work when they work.
Because you got to make sure they continue to have work.
I got to make sure they continue to have work. I got to make sure they have everything they need to do their job, material-wise and tool-wise.
And then you got to make sure they're actually doing their job.
And then I got to go deal with the customer and make sure that I go pick up payments and I go do this. So it's not like, hey, oh, he's not doing the heavy lifting. And then a lot of times, you're going to see, I go out and then I bust my ass with my guys.
When we showed up at the fencing job, I mean, you were out there.
My deck guy taught me this. He said, look, man, you know how you be successful in this? It's not throwing the hammer. He was like, you're doing a great job managing your contracts, but you have to work harder than your guys. I set the pace for my guys. So if my guys come in, if you're not working as hard as me, something's wrong. You gotta go.
Do you have to fire guys
all the time?
All the time.
Like if you're not, I have a guy that doesn't show up to work. Simple things. Being on time. You don't show up to work, I'm expecting you to be somewhere. I tell my clients you're gonna be there, my builders you're gonna be there. I tell my builders I'm gonna have 2-3 guys on this job and I show up with one guy, then my reputation and my name's on the line. And I can't put my reputation, my name, that feeds my family.
Absolutely.
I just don't want to open that back door.
Oh, yeah. I want you to get a shot of that. Rico's like, no, I got space.
Fits.
Make it happen. Not a problem.
This is taking me back.
I mean, I can't have to work.
I think I still got it.
Don't mess his car up.
There we go. All right, now I do got a wand that's kind of
We're gonna have to open the window.
sticking out like Peach's Black Mamba. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's not a good job.
You remember that? You remember that looker? Huh?
I worked hard to forget that.
Would you ever give Peaches a job?
Nah. Sorry, nah.
I mean, he was an amazing craftsman and a really talented carpenter. You're telling me?
Hey,
They said that he could beat nails. He doesn't even need a hammer to beat nails anymore.
he can headbutt him.
All right, we're gonna follow you.
All right.
What were we in, 3A or 2A?
The whole building.
6 building.
6 building.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So do you remember what happened? That's interesting that you bring that up, Isaac. You know, I always mention this to Joe. You know, I do a really good job of like compartmentalizing all my prison experiences.
Yes.
Do you remember why I was removed from 6 building? Were you there when that happened with Altman?
I think you're very opinionated. That's why they couldn't handle you. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what everybody says about it.
Isaac, how long have you been working with Rico?
Since I came home.
How long you been home?
Since what, 2016?
So we're just getting back in the car right now. It is super raining. As you guys can see, it's raining pretty bad. We just wrapped up with Rico because he's got to get to jamming on this job right now, and we definitely didn't want to be standing in the way of that. We do have plans to get back with Rico so we can further showcase what he's actually out here doing, and I hope that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. But again, because of the weather, we definitely have to wrap this up. And Yanni, do you have anything that you want to say real quick and close?
No, I mean, I just no. It was everything I thought it would be. I mean, Rico is a guy that I haven't seen. I've talked to him quite a bit, but I actually haven't seen him. And after the sort of bitter pills we've been swallowing lately with some of the characters we've sort of been forced to deal with, it's nice to run into a genuine article.
Yeah, somebody who's actually really doing well after prison. And again, we definitely look forward to bringing you more with Rico real soon.